Hey YouTube, Iron Dragon SC coming at you from sunny South Carolina on this Thursday. Spent the last 2 weeks at scout camp up in Saluda, North Carolina. First week was National Youth Leadership Training, or NYLT, up at Camp Bob Harden, North Carolina. Came back that Friday night, got some sleep. Saturday I woke up, did all the laundry, packed it all back up, and Sunday I came right back up to Bob Harden. After that week, that was my actual Boy Scout camp, my home troop, Troop 3. And now that I'm back in South Carolina, I'm got a mess on my table, mainly because I'm out of work, so everything is on the table. RC cars aren't that much room, but when you put my toolbox and everything that I've made on here, then it gets a little cluttered. But good news, next week, next Monday, I start at Amamco Tool Company in Duncan, South Carolina, which is awesome. Of course, it's minimum wage, but it's better than no wage. In the RC world, psyched about everything. Axial's new Yeti. I was kind of interested in the Vetera twin hammers when it came out, a solid axle rear independent front vehicle, because they just behave so differently than all independent vehicle, like the Traxxas Rustler behind me and Slash in front of me now. But a solid axle rear independent front, you get the control on the front, and you get the durability on the back that you need for landing hard jumps. You get articulation in the back. The twin hammers, I've heard of people making them into some pretty nice crawlers, but the twin hammers I didn't like because it was a laid down cantilever shock instead of an upright shock tower. But the Yeti I don't know what to think of it. The scale looks awesome, but I don't know whether the scale realism looks pretty good, but it just looks a little top heavy, kind of like the Wraith. Looks kind of like the Wraith chassis, just with a short course back on it, which looks freaking awesome. Yeah, but I don't know. Now that I got a job, I'm gonna get some money, get rid of the XL5 ESC that's on my Rustler, stop burning out Titans. This is number 5 or 6. I don't remember. 5 or 6. That's 5 too many. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get a Valenian. I got a really nice LiPo charger off Craigslist. Passport from Dynamite. As you can see, it's from the same company as my the nickel metal hydride charger, Dynamite. Wow, that's ironic. I've just been using it to charge these battery packs up for my helicopter. That's the only reason I needed it, because my old LiPo charger went out, and this charges up to 6S, but I only need 3S. So who knows, I might get rid of the nickel metal hydride and switch completely to LiPos on all my cars and helicopters. I haven't run either of the Rustlers in months, if not a year, because the motors keep dying out. But yeah, should be fun. Might as well show you some stuff that I made in the machine shop. First thing I got down here, yes, exercise equipment that will never be used. I made a simple vise right here. Simple vise, ground, and harden. Or no, not harden, but just ground anyway. Half 20 threads on it. The main piece is a one-piece design, milled from a solid block of 2" by 2". Everything fits together very nicely. I like it. It works excellently for what I need, which is occasionally holding up the chassis of these cars, since the Rustlers do, excuse my arm, have this gap in the bottom that the vise can just clamp onto that gap and just hold it upright however you need it. I didn't make any of these. These were just when I was cleaning out everybody else's lockers, came across them, a couple of machinist jacks. I got 3 sitting over here. Most of them are unfinished, so I just finished them up in half a day or so. Got wires and everything leading everywhere. Freaking mess. I made an air motor. Simple air motor. Runs off a compressor at around 140 psi. It's got timed and everything in there. This is a basic design. Everyone in the shop made it, literally. Just about everyone that could. You got the air input hole here, output exhaust hole here. It just flows out into a hole on the side back here where it just ports it out. It's an extremely simple design. Got a really nice free spin. When I bought the bearings for the turbo, the really small bearings that were in there, it came in a kit. It was the Worminator kit from RC 4-wheel drive, and it came with a bunch of other smaller bearings. And so every other one was just a bushing design where it was just steel on steel and you had to constantly oil it. So what I just did was I used the larger bearings. Let me grab a couple over here behind you. Sorry, camera. Here we go. These bearings are on the main shaft down here. There's 2 in there. Main bearings, a large bearing, works very nicely. And then I put a, I can't remember the size of it, but it's a bearing on the end of the rod. Works just fine. Can't remember any sizes, but it works excellently. It runs. It's a nice little desk prop, whatever you want to call it, a paperweight. Most of what I've made in that shop is a paperweight, but this is actually kind of useful, entertaining paperweight if you want to have an air compressor running next to your desk. Not up for that. Boring bar, got it. Stelram. It was a really long boring bar. It was about a foot long. Where's my hand? There's my hand. It was about a foot long, but I didn't need it that long, so I cut it off. And I got a couple interesting pictures where I was turning aluminum. It's a very useful tool, not just for boring, but you can use it for turning, for facing. I used it for a number of things. I've never used it for necking though. So yeah, it's not a good tool for necking, but it has a coolant hole. Focus, baby, come on. Okay, well, it has a coolant hole right here. Comes in through the back and all the way through the front. Even when it was a foot long, it had that coolant hole on there. And once or twice when I was turning some aluminum for, I don't even know what I was turning at the time, it came out and just started, if I can find the picture, I got it here on my phone, iPod thing. Once or twice the aluminum would come through and spin out the back of the coolant hole. So yeah, I was a really lucky guy because that would happen 5 or 6 times a day, and my teacher came over. Man, that shouldn't even happen. So yeah, strange stuff was made in there. What else did I make? Toolbox is in my way. Makeshift tire balancer. Just when I, after all the jumping madness with the newer Rustler, when I bent the half shafts on the back, I just cut one off and pressed it into a hole in there, and now I just use it to roughly balance tires with it. I think that's all the major stuff that I've made in there. I've got the cannon next door, but that's in another video. You've already seen the turbo. Blah blah blah. Everything else is in my room. The hammer, the meat tenderizer. Picked up a set of M3 taps for the cannon. I don't know, was it the cannon? Yes, it was the cannon. A set of M3 taps, 3mm taps, so I could put the trunnions on the cannon. That's what it was. And I'll release that in a later video. But yeah, now I got some money. We're gonna hopefully expand this, put some, excuse me, just ate Zaxby's, awesome. Hopefully we're gonna expand everything on this table, put some more stuff on the table. Maybe start a club in this neighborhood. I know a bunch of my neighbors are interested. just have fun. Still having fun in the South. Warming up for summer. Got a job. Past 11th grade. This is my senior year. Last year of high school. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Yeah. This is Iron Dragon SC from Spartanburg, South Carolina. And this is what I do every day. Just sit around here now till next Monday when I get a job, go to work, second shift. It's gonna be tiring. Till the next video I make, I'll see you guys later.